Sometimes when we go through challenges in life, it helps to know that some of those that we view as successful face their own challenges as well. Well, did you know that there was a day in the life of Walt Disney, one single meeting that would determine whether or not he was going to go bankrupt or he was going to be wildly successful? This one meeting for Disney, everything hung in the balance. Well, what happened? That is what we're going to talk about in this week's edition of Coaching to Change Lives. Guys, I was just hoping to provide a little encouragement to you during this time. You know, last night I was reading a biography on Walt Disney. I can't help but love reading about the guy. I love going to Disney, but I love his vision. I love his imagination. I love what he showed in terms of persistence in his life. And some things that really stuck out to me was in 1923, Walt Disney in July had to file for bankruptcy. In October of 1923, just a few months later, he ended up starting Disney Company. After he filed bankruptcy, he only had $40 to his name. So he bought a train ticket and went from Illinois to Hollywood. He met his brother Roy there, and the two of them in October, again, remember, he just filed for bankruptcy in July. By that October, they started Disney Company. He went on, he became very successful. He was making a lot of money as a cartoonist, and they were doing extremely well. And then he had this vision for a full-length animated film. He had read the Brothers Grimm story of Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, and he wanted to put that in a cartoon and make it into a full-feature movie. So he started the project, and everybody told him he was crazy. This wouldn't work. Just keep doing what you're doing, make your money, but that was not Disney. He was always the visionary. And so he starts working on the project, and pretty soon all the money's gone. So he ends up having to mortgage his home and his studio just to try to get enough money to finish the project, and even then that's not enough. So in a last-ditch effort, he brings a banker in, and he brings him into his office, and they create as best as they can an example of the movie. And some of the drawings, they said, were still pencil sketches. At one point during it, the whole thing just broke down, and they got it working again, and then it broke down again. So Disney ended up acting out the last 30 minutes of the movie so the banker could see. Well, the banker didn't say a word. He just said, "Well, Walt, I appreciate it." You could tell he was processing and thinking it through, and so he gets up and walks out of the office. Walt has no idea if he's for it, against it, hated it, loved it. He doesn't know. Well, the banker walks down, and Walt walks him out, and they walk through the parking lot, and the banker gets in his car, still hasn't said a word. Walt's still wondering what's going on. Remember, he's mortgaged his home, his business, everything was riding on this meeting. And the banker gets in the car, shuts the door, leans out the window and says, "Walt, I think you're going to make a lot of money with that film. We're on board. You'll have the loan you need to finish it." Well, Disney went on, as we all know, and finished Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, and he made enough money with that film to go on and make another 4 or 5 films that we all know and love today. Well, as we know, Walt went on to pursue the dream of Disneyland, and that had its own ups and downs. The reason I bring up that story is that as business owners, we're in uncertain times. We're a little nervous about what's going to happen. There's roller coasters. But even the greatest companies in the world, the greatest visionaries in the world, went through times of adversity. They went through their struggles. And in those struggles, it made them into the people that God wanted them to be to accomplish what they needed to accomplish. So I'm right there with you. It's scary times. We've been forced to shut our doors at DBAT. But still, I can't help but believe God is going to use this in the lives of yourself and in the lives in my own life to make a difference, to point us in a direction He wants us to go, to give us some toughness we maybe needed to have. But one way or another, He will get you through this, and one way or another, we will be better for it. So in the midst of this challenge, in the midst of this adversity, I want to give you one challenge. Find the opportunity. Where is the opportunity for you to get better? Where is the opportunity for you to improve? Where is the opportunity to grow your business or go in a new direction? And where is the opportunity to grow closer to your family? You've got time with them now. Make the most of that. Enjoy that. Don't be so worried about the future that you don't focus on the present and enjoy your time with your family. I wish you guys all the best. We will get through this, and I'll see you next time.